There's a backstory behind this crazy courtroom attack. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the crazy courtroom attack that happened in Las Vegas, Nevada on Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024, just a little while ago. Now, we got to start from the beginning. This person, the guy who jumped over the bench and attacked the judge right there in the courtroom, was in the process of being sentenced for yet another violent crime. You see, this guy is no stranger to the court. He has 3 felonies, and he was in the process of being convicted for yet another crime. Well, he had already been convicted. Now they were at the sentencing phase. The judge was talking to him a little bit, asking him some questions, and then saying, okay, this is going to be your sentence. And during that process, he decides to hop over the bench and attack the judge. Now, there's all kind of memes about it, talking about he could be an inside linebacker, he could do the long jump. There's all kind of funny things being said about this, but in reality, it's pretty serious. I believe the judge is okay, although the judge did get hit quite a few times. And this person, I'm not quite sure if they were high on drugs, but it took quite a few people to restrain him. It's a pretty serious thing, and the backstory here is serious as well. Now, before I go any further, let's get into the news clip. If you want to see the clip in full without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Now our team coverage continues with 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears.
That's right. And Darcy, you've been digging into Redden's criminal history here and what he told the court before all of that chaos.
Tricia, it appears that Redden is an example of how the system can fail mentally ill defendants. His attorney explained that Redden has been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
Let's pause right there. Now, I'm not quite sure if I mentioned that part yet about him being mentally ill, having schizophrenia and bipolar. And to everyone out there who is a mental health expert, a psychologist or whatever, if I say anything wrong here, please feel free to correct me in the comments because I am no mental health expert. But when you have schizophrenia, isn't that when you hear voices in your head and that can make you do things or it can drive you to do certain things? You're hearing a voice that says, hey, do this dangerous and or violent thing. You're bipolar. You're just not all the way right in the head. Now, I don't know what the appropriate treatment is. And when you go to the penitentiary, when you go to these kind of places, courtrooms, in my opinion, they're filled with guys just like this. And the question would be, what's the solution? I tell you one thing, if a guy has a violent criminal record, multiple felonies, and he's about to go to jail again and or prison for another violent crime, maybe he shouldn't have access to the courtroom like this. Maybe he shouldn't be able to leap over a bench and attack a judge like that. I'm not really sure, but I digress.
He'd been through mental health court twice amid a string of violent crimes. For the case today, he was initially charged with assault with a deadly weapon, but pled it down to attempted battery with substantial bodily harm.
Mr. Redden, is there anything you want to say on your own behalf before I pronounce sentence?
So basically, I would like to tell the courts everyone here, like, based on my criminal history, like, I feel that, like, I shouldn't be, like, sent to prison for a second time.
Have you looked at your criminal history? Have you looked at your criminal history?
I've actually just, I looked at it.
I mean, you lived it, I suppose.
I just looked at it,
Yeah.
I mean, so he doesn't appear to be shackled at all. No handcuffs, no shackles, no nothing. Now, in certain jurisdictions, and to you legals out there, if I say anything wrong here, please correct me. But in certain jurisdictions, if you already been convicted, you're going to be in custody, right? Isn't that how it goes? Like, we're not in the process of a trial where you could be out on, not parole. You could be out on bail, and then you come back for the trial. He's already been convicted. They're going through the sentencing phase right now. So normally you'd be shackled up, orange jumpsuit. Am I wrong? Y'all let me know. So it's kind of strange to see him in regular street clothes with nothing on because you would want him to be some kind of way restrained when they say, okay, here's your sentence. You got to go to jail right now, right?
No.
3 felonies, a gross, 9 misdemeanors, multiple DVs. Got a lot going on, sir.
So 3 felonies, multiple domestic violence, like a lot of violent crime, a lot of assault, that kind of thing.
I just figured like
Battery on a protected person, robberies, attempt home invasion.
Court records show Judge Holthus oversaw one of Redden's previous cases for malicious destruction of property that was in court as recently as October. The two have a calm and matter-of-fact exchange, with Redden telling the judge he's a changed man, even indicating that he understands she must do what she feels is right in deciding whether to send him to prison for a second time.
I just figured like I'm in a better place in my mind, my mental health. I have a support system. I just got hired as a teamster for, the union, making $20 an hour. And like the reason behind every single domestic violence, I've been dealing with mental health, and I didn't know that I was dealing with mental health. And they put me in mental health court, and I still didn't know that I had a mental health problem.
You shouldn't even be talking, because obviously you got a lawyer right there. I mean, maybe the lawyer has no control over the client at a certain point. If I'm a lawyer, I'm like, okay, there's a reason to talk. You're not going to help yourself. You got a crazy record. You got felonies. Like, you already been convicted. What are you even talking about? Just go ahead and be quiet. Let me handle it, and then that's it. I'm sure this is a court appointed. He probably does not have a real lawyer. What are you really going to do? I mean, you are a repeat offender of violent crimes. What more can be done? Now, he's going to go on about this a lot more, so I'm going to kind of fast forward, and then we're going to get to the part where he just kind of loses it.
Have a high school diploma and plan to pursue that while training for a new...
So he has no diploma. Let me go back a little bit so you hear that part.
Mental health issues. His attorney explained that the 30-year-old does not have a high school diploma and planned to pursue that while training for a new job he'd just gotten with the Teamsters, telling the judge Redden will do well on probation and is worth the risk.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else, because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court...
Here we go.
In the aftermath of the attack, panic ensues as it's clear more help is needed in the courtroom.
Radio somebody? Yeah, give me a radio somebody.
Sorry for the loud noise.
Off camera, down on the ground behind the bench, Redden appears to be in the throes of a psychotic break, yelling unintelligibly and loudly clapping. No doubt lots of questions to be answered in the wake of this, including inquiries into the possible failure of the system in dealing with mentally ill repeat offenders and, of course, any shortcomings in courtroom security. Again, the district court says they are reviewing their safety protocols, which I'm sure will be include handling Redden very differently when he's back in court tomorrow morning. So
there we have it. You see what happened there. There's a fuller version of the actual, I guess you would say, altercation, not really a fight. But there's a fuller version of what happened behind the bench. I will link to that in the box. I know if I put it on YouTube, they're going to try to be funny with it and try to hide it from you. And so you're not going to be able to see the video again. Everything will be in the box below. If you're on Instagram, etc., and you can see a link in the bio, check that out. Go to the article on the website. It'll be right there. But that's what's happening. Obviously, there needs to be better courtroom security, because this guy, especially for a guy like this. Now, if you're in there first time, you're a normie, traffic violation, whatever, okay, that's one thing. But even for that, there should be a certain level of security. But especially for a guy who has already been to prison before, has felonies, multiple misdemeanors, all violent crimes, that kind of person should most certainly call for a high level of security. Because if he doesn't mind robbing people, beating people up, domestic violence, beating his wife up, kids up, whatever, if he doesn't mind doing a thing like that, allegedly, according to what they were talking about here, then he wouldn't mind attacking a police officer, courtroom workers, the judge, as he did right there. So again, I'm not quite sure how much time he was facing for the charges he had, but I say put 20 more on top. You attacking the judge in the courtroom? My man, I mean, you got to be the dumbest person. But then again, mental health, obviously. I'm not sure what the solution is to someone who has schizophrenia and bipolar. Like, how do you fix them? How do you really handle that? whatever you do to handle it, I think that the most important thing would be to ensure everyone's safety around this person who has proven themselves to be dangerous. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on the whole situation? Should he have been able to just be out there, no cuffs, no shackles, just regular street clothes while being sentenced after he's already been convicted? How does that really work in Nevada and other parts of the country? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. There should have been a higher level of security specifically for this person, if not for anybody else. All right, proven violent person, proven dangerous person. He doesn't mind attacking you. He doesn't mind using the weapon. So what are we doing? Just letting this guy just do whatever? He sounded calm at the beginning, but that's how people who have mental issues are. They sound normal, sound calm, and then boom, they snap and they on you. And then they got this crazy strength because they're not dealing with a full deck and they're accessing a certain part of their, I don't know what it is about these guys that have these mental problems, but that strength is superhuman. It's like they're on drugs. He could have been high right there. And that's another thing. You got drugs all over the country fueling the mental health crisis. So we got to account for all of that when you're talking about courtroom security. Absolutely, 100%. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.